Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Sunday, July 6, 2025. Hope you guys are having a fantastic 4th of July weekend, and let's get started. So, the bulls just continue to move higher, and as much as I'm not really a believer, or I'm not interested in jumping on the bullish bandwagon at this point, again, I'm not saying to short this market. This is, it's kind of a melt up that we're seeing, but as far as my game plan was sticking with, the small caps and the quantum stocks, that continues to work. So I know you have the S&P that I think was up 0.8% on Friday, on Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm getting it all confused. So it was up 0.8%. IWM was up 0.93%. There really wasn't a whole lot going on with IWM after the initial open, because you can see we gapped up, we came up, and then from there we just kind of chopped back and forth. I tried to make a couple trades, got stopped out at even. That was it. So I just walked away. I didn't really feel like trading either one, because I don't like trading a gap up and then it continues to go, because you don't know where it's going to reverse. So I just stepped away, took an early day, went golfing, enjoyed the long weekend, and that was really it. But overall, like I said, as far as picking where this is going to end, I mean, we could just look at different resistance areas from the past and take a guess. We're at one right now. Whether that holds or not, we'll see. But like I said, it's right now. I think the best way to explain the way this market is and where we're at, it's if you could push this beach ball underwater and you can continue to push it and push it, eventually you're only going to be able to go so far. And when it slips and when it pops out of water, that's where you get these single day moves that wipe out a big, not a huge piece of this move here, but can wipe out a lot of points in a very, very fast manner. And that's really why I'm staying away from taking any type of long trade with expectations of holding on to it for 2 or 3 months. If you're looking out years from now, yeah, you could do whatever you want. You're not really worried about if we get any kind of pullback. But just sticking with IWM and the quantum stocks, as I said, they're outperforming. As I said, with IWM up 0.93%, and the S&P was 0.82. But when we look at some of the quantum stocks, you can see it was up 5%. This one was up 3.6%, and this one 2.8. So it's outperforming the overall markets, and like I said, that's really what I'm sticking with. I'm not suggesting to short this market, even though we have some cycle tops that are coming around. They've just been ignored. So we have to just really, the best way to do this, if you're a little bit skeptical like I am of this, you just wait for support to break. And right now the bull bear line is going to be right at this 6150. If they lose that, that's where I believe we're coming down somewhere into the 6,000, but most likely coming down and closing some of these gaps. On the upside, are we just going to look at 6,300? It's tough to say. Maybe they're going to follow this trend line. Like I said, it's impossible to predict where it turns, but it will turn, just like everyone else that didn't believe this would ever go down, and then it came down, and that was it. So nothing's really changed in my eyes. I would not short this market, but I definitely would not be just running and buying, going bullish blindly, because the rug will be pulled out at some point. What is going to be the catalyst? What's going to be? I have no idea. But that's why I'm just really sitting on cash and just investing in these in the small caps as well as the quantum stocks. So maybe this is a resistance line. If they get above it, we're just going to have to look at 6,300 and then go from there. You can see there there was a really good spike on momentum here, but it's still a bearish divergence that's in place. Wave structure, it's the same where it's always been. This could be extending of a wave 3, but again, I don't even. It doesn't really make that much of a difference to me as far as where we are in wave structure. I'm sticking with the same idea that it's I think the S&P and even IWM, I believe it's very risky, and that's why I'm taking it on a day-to-day basis as far as trading and just saying what the market's going to do for that day. Am I looking to buy buy support or sell resistance. And you just clean your, this slate, and you look to trade the next day, and you hold on to the quantum stocks until they start getting very, very stretched, and then you sell half of them, wait for it to pull back, and you rinse, repeat. That's the safest way for me, and what I'm doing is just making those types of trades. So again, bull bear line is going to be the 61.50 area. If they get below it, then we could start looking at support levels, but I'd be looking more at something coming somewhere near the 56.70 area. 15-minute chart, this is suggesting that we still have another high coming. So if we're going to follow this trend line, what may happen, again, I'm just looking at scenarios, is we come down, pull back to the 6,200, and then come back up again, because this is rising, but it's not really rising that much. But if we're going to come down again, 62.45 is the first support. Second one is the gap from Thursday. That's at 62.28. Below that, this is again the bull bear line that I've been talking about, and it's right around this 61.70 to 61.50 level. But again, if we come down, I believe these support levels will hold before we make another high, because that will give us a chance to see momentum starting to pull back a little bit and then give us a little bit of a sell signal. But until we break really the support area that's important, the 62.50, 61.70 down to the 61.50, the bulls are going to continue to buy the dips, and that's really going to be the name of the game. And when, like I said, when it ends, I have no idea, and I just believe that the indexes, the small caps, and the quantum stocks are going to continue to outperform. So if they decide that they don't need a pullback and they're going to continue to just run this market, will outperform. And again, I'm just looking at a day-to-day basis, especially on the indexes, and that's about it. So there's really not that much more to add. I mentioned that the bulls like to take the holiday shortened weeks to grind the hot markets higher, because it's going to be low volume. That's pretty much what took place this week. They put on a fantastic show. Next week, let's see what, starting tomorrow, let's see what plays out. Again, just watch support levels. If we see them break, then we can start saying, okay, was it top in or not? But right now, they're just melting this market up. So with that, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you guys in the morning.